Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Umchauskas. Today is the 4th of May 2018. Today's Friday, the last day of trading day for today, for this week. Yeah guys, so we're gonna have a look at the markets, what happened during the morning session, what's happening right now, and what's potentially expect later on today or even maybe next week. So before we go in and into the charts, let's have a look at our risk disclaimer. So JFD Brokers offers exclusively consultancy free services. The content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. I'll just give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. So, okay guys, so let's straight away have a look at the charts. Now, the first one I want to look at is the FTSE. So I was talking about this one this morning, and so now we can see that we're getting a nice rebound here from this upwards moving support line and this level here, the 7,500 approximately there, and we're now moving higher a little bit. Certainly the question is, will we reach this level here that I've got highlighted, the 75.85? Will we reach it today? Probably the answer for that one is no. So and for that one, to be honest, for that level being hit, we would need to see a nice move here above the yesterday's highs and then taking out the Wednesday's highs as well. So at the moment, probably we're going to stick around somewhere in here, even though we do have some hours still to go till the end of this market will close. But I think it's going to just continue hanging around this area here, not far from this upwards moving support line. So if we suddenly get a strong reversal to the downside, keep an eye on this 7,500 level. A break below that could open the path towards these lower levels here, and it would also mean that the price has moved and moved below this upwards moving support line, and we've broken it. And of course, if we would get a close below that, well, that wouldn't be looking good for the FTSE. So for now, we're just keeping an eye on it and just observing it carefully. So looking at DAX, DAX is also just sitting there unchanged since this morning. So is still balancing around this key level here at around 12,750. We would need to see some sort of a better move here above, and then eventually maybe taking out yesterday's highs in order for this one to see moving towards this 12,850. This is a good level that we're watching here. A break above that level could open the path towards the psychological 13,000. But for now, it is just what it is, where it is. And to be honest, I don't think that we might get something like anything much from this index today. Probably all the moves, this index is saving all the moves for next week. Okay, let's have a look at gold. Now gold is moving away from this this bottom side of the triangle formation that I was talking about in my previous videos, and now we're just heading towards this this strong level of support at around 1307. A break below that could lead to test this 200 EMA again, and if that doesn't hold, well, it is, like I said, it could open the path towards the psychological 1300. But for now, I believe that we could just end up bouncing around this 1307. We'll have to just see where this weekly candle will close today, and just see what, well, from here we'll have to interpret it. If we'll see a nice close above the 1307, then there is some chance still for this to move higher. But if we'll close below, then probably this couldn't look good for gold, and as well, of course, like I said, if we would get a nice break here below and a close below the 200 EMA, this would not look positive for gold as well. So let's have a look at a few pairs now. So the euro dollar is selling off nicely, let's say like that, and we are hitting this area here, the one that I've got highlighted is 119 150 approximately there. I was talking about this level this morning to keep an eye on, and if we get a nice break below the 119 350 approximately there, so we are getting a nice break here, and now we're touching this 119 150. Certainly the question is this going to continue rolling over here, or actually we're going to get held by this level and just end the day somewhere around here. Certainly this doesn't look positive for next week as well. If this is how it's going to look, and if this is how it's going to close the day, we might eventually see some further downside next week, maybe in the beginning of the week. But then again, like I said, let's not speculate too much, let's say like that. Let's see where it closes today. But for now, all eyes are on the 119 150. Looking at another couple of euro pairs, actually. A quick one I wanted to show you guys is the Euro Aussie. So the Euro Aussie has broken this upwards moving support line, let's say, that is, and now we're moving lower. Certainly, you probably are aware that Aussie dollar has been on the weak side as well, and now, well, we were looking at this picture here, we can see that the euro actually was the weakest from the two. So now we're moving a little bit lower. There is still some potential to go a little bit to the downside here, maybe a touch of this Bollinger Band, which is around here, around the 158 400 level. And then from there we'll just have to evaluate probably. Also the same, I'll probably repeat myself, we need to see how this day will close. Maybe we'll get some sort of a sudden reversal back to the upside, maybe back above this upwards moving support line, and that could be a bit of a game changer, to be honest. Then we could push away the downside from off the table for the time being. Let's have a look at the Euro Swiss. Now Euro Swiss is an interesting one as well. I kept talking about this one. I was talking about this one this whole week, actually, and I was saying that keep an eye on this upwards moving support line, the short-term upwards moving support line that started in the end of February. Now we can see that the price just dragged itself kind of out of it. I mean, still we are, at the moment, of course, we are below this support line, but we didn't close yet, so we might maybe get a reversal back to the upside. And if we do get something like this, then, well, this could prove to be a good, strong level support line, let's call it that way, a good, strong support line from which the pair could bounce higher, touch the 120, the psychological 120 level. And then if we see a nice break here, well, this could open the path towards higher levels. So for now, we're just, like I said, keeping an eye on this upwards moving support line. If we get a close below this support line, then, well, like I said, we could see maybe a push a little bit lower here, a test of this 1.18 900 area approximately there. And if we do get a break below that, it's opening the path towards this better level of support at around 118 300. Probably by the time, if it would reach that level, this level here, the 1.18 300, we would have the 50 EMA getting here to this level as well. So both of them could act as a good level of support. But then again, like I said, I'm kind of maybe getting a bit of ahead of myself, but nevertheless, it could be a possible scenario. But that is, of course, if we get a nice close here today on the below this upwards moving support line. Let's have a look at EuroCAD as well. EuroCAD still moving lower, even though it's now slightly consolidating. We can see that it's getting held here by the strong level of support that I had highlighted here, and that is around the 153 700, approximately 750, approximately there. So now we're balancing just above it a little bit. We need to see a nice break here below that level, and especially a close below that level, in order to consider further declines. Now, of course, we can see that the 200 EMA plays a kind of key role here. and we can see that if we do get a break below this 153.750 approximately there, we could end our way. We could end up moving lower here towards this 200 EMA here on the daily chart. So keep an eye on this, guys. Excuse me. On the upside, we need a nice break here above the 154. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. So the 154 600 level approximately there, in order to consider further upside moves, maybe even like a move towards this upwards moving trend line, and a test of that trend line from underneath. Let's have a look at GBP USD now, and GBP USD is selling off as well nicely, moving below the 200 EMA here, and now it is getting close to this other level of support that I've got highlighted here. Well, actually more marked, but let me just quickly highlight that one, and that's around the 134. 134.55 approximately there. Good level of support here, and yeah, it seems that we are on the way of touching that level. The big question, of course, is going to be, will it be today, or actually this is something for next week? Now, in order to consider that level, we need to see a good close here below this 200 EMA on the daily chart. Basically, let's say something like this. If we see the candle closing something like this, then I mean there is a strong chance for that for the pair to move a little bit lower towards this area here. If we get a reversal back to the upside today and close above the 200 EMA, well, I mean, keep an eye on this downwards moving resistance line that we've got here on the daily chart. It could potentially get closer to it, and if we will start seeing small breaks above it, and especially a break here above the 136.150. Keep an eye. I mean, this could be slightly a game changer for the short run, and we could end up moving towards this higher level here at around 137.100. So guys, there are some good levels to watch here on the pound. I mean, especially first you would need to see if this pair would close either below or above the 200 EMA. Okay, looking at Aussie dollar quickly. Aussie dollar is moving away from this the bottom side of this downwards moving channel. Initially, I was thinking maybe there is a chance for this one to go back in, but to be honest, at the moment we're seeing this reversal. It's moving back to this week's lows. Of course, all eyes are on this level right here at 0.74750 level. But to be honest, if probably I would even correct myself here, a more key level to watch would be this 0.75 area right here, because this has been a nice low here in December 2017. The 0.75 level acted as a good level of support in December 2017. So all eyes are probably on this level today. If we're gonna get a nice close below, well, this is not looking good for Aussie later on. Potentially could continue pushing lower, but if we stay above this 0.75, then, well, I mean, we'll just have to monitor it carefully, because potentially there could be a chance for this moving back up here, back maybe into this downwards moving channel. But then again, like I said, at the moment we're all monitoring the closing prices today, especially given that today we're having quite a busy day, and especially in the US with NFPs. So anything can happen, and maybe this could reverse back up again, who knows. So just for now, keep on watching it. And one last pair, guys, that I want to touch on is the USD JPY. So we're still below this a long-term upwards moving trend line that started in 2012. At the moment, of course, we can see that we managed to move lower, touch this bottom side of the upwards rising channel formation, and also we touched this 100 EMA here on the daily chart. So of course we're neither below that channel, and it still could be classed as a positive, but on the other hand, we are below this longer a longer term upwards moving trend line that started in 2012. So it's kind of a plus and a minus, and to be honest, that makes us just neutral on this one. Okay guys, I'll have to wrap it up here, and I hope you have a good weekend. I shall see you, well, I'll probably see you, yeah, I'll see you basically next Monday, guys. And yeah, as always guys, keep an eye on the price action, and happy trading if you're still trading. Good weekend if you're already finishing, and I'll see you on Monday. Thank you very much. Bye bye.